Today we are going to start with Europe.
Okay.
Okay, Europe has 9 agencies. Okay.
Okay.
Because if one plug want to go through 9 agencies for all European approval, each country takes about 3 months. So if you go through 9 countries, 3 months by times 9, that's going to take forever. 21 months. So they have organizations called CB. That CB agency can test your samples and approve it and then issue you a certificate. Now you have that CB certificate, you can submit to 9 countries at the same time. So it's going to be shorten the application time. So it means if you have that CB and then submit to 9, probably you will get the approval within 3 months. You will get the 9 agencies approval at the same time. Okay?
CV.
CB.
CV.
We are going to start from the plot. This is all the plug. If you open the page 1, if you look at EL200 and EL207, page 2 for 2 conductors. EL200 is on number 1 and EL207 is on page 2.
Looks different.
Yeah.
Not polarized?
This is 207. Okay.
Is it polarized?
In Europe, there's no such thing as polarized. Okay. Only North America, US Center has polarization. In Europe, they don't have a polarization. Okay. Important thing is, some customer will ask you, why this 207? The pins are coming inwards, like a leaning inwards. This is normal. This is not a defective one. It's supposed to be like this. The reason why, when they plug in, it will expand.
Right.
So it's going to be tighter.
Right.
Okay, take a look. This is normal. The way it's supposed to be like that. If you look at EL200's pictures, this is 2 conductors as well. Okay. And I don't know why Qingjian come up with EL207A, because they look alike.
What's the difference?
There's no difference.
The strain relief is different, or, yeah. 207, 207A?
Yeah, the strain relief is slightly different, that's all. Remember, this plug is rated, all these three plugs rated as 2.5 amp.
2.5, that's it?
Mm-hmm. And for the three conductors plugs, they only have two. Okay?
For the whole Europe?
No. Except Italy. Of course, all Europe, they can use these two.
Uh-huh.
This is also called sugar plug.
Which ones, the three conductor ones?
Yeah. These two, if customer refer to sugar plug, that is EL211 and EL202. EL211 and EL202, the difference is 202 is 90-degree angle.
Amp,
10 to 16 amp.
both of them?
Okay, depend on what kind of wire the plug mounted on. And these two, customer will refer it as Euro plug. So when you hear customers saying Euro plug, it's automatically referred to EL207 or EL207A. Okay. The reason why they have 207 and 207A is these two are designed to mount it with flat jacket cable. And this EL200 is designed to mount it with round jacket cable. And for the three conductors, plugs are all need to be mounted with round jacket cable. Okay, all these plugs can be used in various countries among Europe. But some of the countries, such as Switzerland, Italy, Denmark, UK, they have their own plugs as well. So we will talk about that later. We are talking about these 5 plugs in general can be used in Europe. And Russia used this one as well, EL211.
It's not considered Europe, right?
No, it's Russia.
Okay.
The approval agency is Coast. If you look at their logo, it says Coast. And even though Spain and Portugal, right now they don't have any safety approval agency, but they follow all this. All this can go to Spain, Portugal, because they are within European region.
They just don't have their own agency.
I believe they do have, but they acquired that European all countries standard. Okay. And the voltage in Europe is 250 volt, not 125 volt. And the temperature always 70 degrees. There's no such thing as a high temperature. We need to turn on the fan. It's hot.
Is the AC on?
It's heated.
So what about these other ones, like 211, 202? They have approvals, right? Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind.
Okay, this is all plugs. Okay. And for the wires, I need to write it down. They have a flat jacket and ground jacket as well. Flat jacket, it just look like a NISPT1. Okay, but quite similar to NISPT1. It's almost oval shape.
Oh really?
Yeah. And round jacket is round jacket. And this HO3 VBH2-F. When you see H2, need 2 conductors. Okay? Because this is light duty. These 2 is light duty. And design, this wire design is designed to model with EL207, EL207A.
And the round wires are 3 conductors?
Yes. That's right. And HO, because since HO3 VVH2 F is such a light duty, it's really very light duty. So how am I supposed to explain? Okay, the wire itself, in Europe, the gauge, they use a millimeter square. Okay, from 0.75 millimeter square, 1.00 millimeter square, and 1.5.
What is that? The
Gauge. Equivalent to UL gauge.
Like how many gauge is that? 0.75 mm.
Okay, 0.75 mm is equivalent to 7 amp. Okay, 1.0 mm is 10 amp. This is 16 amp.
Amp?
Yes.
Okay, what about the gauge?
Gauge is 0.75 millimeter square.
Oh.
It's different from UL, totally different. So you need to memorize the gauge, what they have.
Mm-hmm.
And then each gauge is what, how many amp.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, HO3VVH2-F, can be molded with this only. Need to open the door. Too hard. And HO5VVH2-F is slightly bigger than HO3VVH2-F. So HO5VVH2-F can be molded with 0.75 millimeter square and or 1.0 millimeter square wire. But when you mold it, as I mentioned, this flat jacket wire is only going to mold it with these 3. So regardless the wire is 7 amp or 10 amp, when you mold it with this, since this plug is only rated as 2.5 amp, so the whole power core is going to be only rated as 2.5 amp. This is very important. Okay?
Just because that's the standard?
Yes, this is the maximum amperage, 2.5, rated as 2.5. So this 2.5 plug molded with 0.75 millimeter square. Even though this is a wire itself is rated as 7 amp, but you limit it to 2.5 amp.
Because the plug can only give
Get
that much.
2.5 amp.
But the wire can get up to 7A.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, this is very important though.
Uh-huh.
And nowadays, So nobody is using HO3 VVH2-F. It's too light duty. Unless your customer is very, very down to earth, very dirt cheap, it's not popular anymore. Right now, if people want to use want to have EL207 plus wire, usually we use HO5 VVH2-F.
So the 2.5A is also the maximum for the 3 conductors? Oh, no. No, the 3 conductors, 10 to 16 amp, right?
Huh? 3 conductors?
10 to 16 amp is the
It's
maximum?
plug.
For the plug?
Yeah.
Okay.
So which means if you use EL211 with
7A would be
with
the max.
7 amp,
7 amp
you
would
can
be
do
the
it.
maximum, right?
you can do it.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, let's move to round jacket wire. Round jacket wire is called lighter duties HO3 VV-F. Okay. And normal duty HO5 VV-F. HO5 VV-F is the most popular. And these two can be 2 conductors wire or 3 conductors wire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See?
Oh.
2 conductors wire is going to design for EL200. As I mentioned, EL200 is designed to be modeled with round jacket.
Oh, so the 200 always uses the round ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Their voltage rating is this. Because this is so light duty, it's going to maximum is 300 volt. The rest of them are 500 volt. Maximum rating.
Just for the wire though, right?
Yeah.
But it never goes up that high.
No. Because Europe is using 250 volt.
I have no room.
There's another spec of wire, which is very, you will never encountered the request for quote. It's called WWS05VAS-F.
WW05?
This is European type of the shielded cable, okay, with aluminum foil.
Say that again?
It's shielded.
Shielded with aluminum foil?
Yeah, same as a SD. But this is for Europe. You will never encounter this.
And it comes in 2 sizes only?
What 2 sizes? Yeah, only two sizes only. It's not necessary, so say it comes in 2 sizes only, because there's a possibility because of Qingqian did not apply for 1.5 millimeter square. There is a possibility. Okay, this is something to do with the Qingqian's of the safety agency approval. Either they request, they submit for approval or not.
So is this flat or round?
Round.
Round.
This is all 3 conductors. This is all, it's good for you to know there's such a spec. And there's a trend. That's it. All this wire spec. They call it right now. They still call it HO3 VVHF, but now it seems to me in the world they want to follow IEC standard, which is IEC 227. This standard, type 227.
What?
This is the standard. It's for all this type of wire. HO3, HO5 VVF, HO3, HO5 VVH2. This type, call it IEC. Because why? Because some of the later you will know some of the country in Asia, they still use the same standard. So they want to make it as a unified standard.
So all of those wires, they follow that standard?
Yes. Okay. I'm running out of room.
Okay, I got it.
Any questions so far?
No,
No question?
no. Pretty simple.
Okay. And also, they do have
That's a wire?
yes. these two are rubber jacket.
And it's 3 conductor?
Each 2 conductor.
2 conductor. Yeah, I see this sometimes.
Okay. Shenzhen does not have the capability to extrude rubber jacket wire, so they have to outsource, buy from the other rubber jacket manufacturer. Okay, so all this can only take use 0.75 and 1.0 millimeter square.
For 3 conductors and 2 conductors?
Yes.
Oh.
Meaning they are limited to produce cable to 2 spec, 7 amp and 10 amp. They are all round jacket.
Confused. So, HO5RN-F can use 0.75N 1.0?
Yeah,
And then what's on the right side?
same thing.
Oh, that's for both. Or
Mhm.
that's only for the HO5RR.
Oh. Yeah, this is for 3 conductors, for both wire.
Oh, for both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Millimeter square. And CC cannot produce this.
Yep.
Must outsource. There's only one two-conductor one?
Wait. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you to do. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. For the connector to be used in European region, they have all this. Okay. But remember, we were talking about UL standard for C7. If you mod it with 18 gauge wire, the C7 will automatically become 10 amp, right? But in Europe, it's different.
What? Say that again?
In Europe, it's different. For C7, it's only rated as 2.5 amp. Okay. And this one as well. Mickey Mouse one. And the rest of it, if they are modded with 0.75, it's rated as 7 amp. If modded with 10, it's 10 amp. And this one, 16 amp.
Huh. But they can all be molded with all the different gauges, right?
Yes.
Okay. 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 What's that LR? Left, right?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Left angle, right angle. Okay. European outlet is like this. European wall outlet is like this. Looks like this.
A round one?
Yeah. The ground pin is already inside. So the shoe core plug here, there is a hole for the ground. So when it plug in, it automatically touch the ground pin.
All outlets look like that?
Yeah.
Then how do they use the 3-conductor one?
This is 3 conductors.
Oh. I see.
This is 3 conductor. It's not 2 conductors because their ground pin is here. Ground pin is already on the outlet.
Oh. It's weird. Oh. Here you go. EL715?
Now EL715. This is a water type version. It's the EL216. We never sell this anyway. So later we go through the catalog. I will explain one by one. So far, any questions? Okay, I'm going to move along. This whiteboard is really too small.
Yep.
I think I'm the one who use the most. Creating part number, a description. This is our part number.
EL2.1. CEE.
Yes.
So that's the 701 that we use for North America too, right?
Yes. But when you are call out in for European region, we use EN,
Instead of,
IEC.
what's EN?
European something, you look it up.
Okay. It's weird. So weird. 7A. What does the H stand for?
Hmm?
What does the H stand for?
HO5.
Oh, okay. H5.
Mm-hmm.
And the gauge 7?
0.75 millimeter square.
Okay, so 7 is what we use. 6 feet long. Okay. 2171 H5 7 6.
For international use, usually we don't use a feet. We use a 6 feet equals 1.83.
But
1.83 meters long.
what do we use in our part number? 6?
6. Okay. This is our stock item. We have another, for European shoe core plug, we have two standard stock item. One is 2171 H576. One is
5 and 8.
I think I better get that. Okay. the gauge?
1.0 millimeter square.
And what's 2.5 in feet? 8 feet, right?
8.2.
8.2.
If you look at part number, it shows 8.2.
But in the description that we give
2.5
our
meters.
customer, we use meter.
Yes, because of this international.
But
Nobody use inches.
But when we send it to CC, we use feet.
It doesn't matter, use feet or 2.5 meters, the same.
We forgot to put 1
You forgot to put one?
to highlight the 1. 1 and then 8.2. Okay.
Another example.
EL207.
Let me ask Jessica to confirm.
Jessica knows everything. How do you know it's CEE7? It doesn't say in the catalog.
Yeah, but I memorized it.
We need a new catalog.
But you don't need it because you can go to database to look for it.
In the description?
Mm-hmm.
The catalog's falling apart.
Mine is the same thing. See, I always put down 0.76. Okay, here is a catch. The last one I didn't put down. So you will notice two conductors.
Oh.
Okay.
Should I put it in the old one?
Yeah, times 3C.
So the last two were 3 conductors, right?
Yeah, times 3C.
times 3C.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then did I put down color?
Nope. You put black.
Yeah, right, that's right.
So you know it's that for H5. Seven A. 7 degrees.
Look at this 2.5 amp. Okay.
EL207 is 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
How come this is 10 amp?
Yeah, because it was C13. And then the wire gauge is 1.0.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Okay, for the C7 is always for European region. C7, our part number is EL703.
Huh?
EL7 EL703
Uh-huh.
is our part number for C7, which we submitted to CV for approval.
C7?
Yes. And the C7, same C7 for North America is our part number EL713C. Exactly the same thing, but different part number.
This C7?
Yes.
But it's C13 here.
Oh, sorry, made a mistake here.
I'm so confused. You forgot to put continental Europe and VDE.
No, I don't want to go through this anymore. You want to put down by yourself.
Okay.
It's the same thing, like we are forming North America Powercord part number. If this is customer want to have white, we put down a W here. Okay, it's almost the same. So because of the EL705 C14, we can be molded with as a jumper code, except we change to a different cable. Okay, like this is jumper cable as well. Because C14, we have the approval, European approval. C13, we have European approval. So the part number is going to be
7571.
let's say this is 1.83 meter. This is a European type of jumper cable. Okay. Now,
Is it the same as our jumper cable? As our C14, C13?
yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Because of the jumper cable, you have European style jumper cable, you have a North America type of jumper cable, right? It's so confusing for some people. And then they need to spend more money to buy North America jumper cable and the jumper cable for Europe. So UL developed some kind of spec to combine North America spec of the cable along with European type of the cable. So this is called universal cable. If people say universal jumper cable, it's going to be this is a combination of HO5VVF and SJT 18 gauge, 3 conductors.
You could make a combination of them?
Yes. This is the part number. This is called universal jumper cable, which means our customer can buy this spec of cable to be used in both North America or European region.
Very weird.
Xinjiang can only do this spec of, that's all.
Oh yeah, people buy that a lot. So they combine that wire with SJT? How do
Yeah,
they do that?
that's combined.
How do they combine it?
Because of HO5VVF 1.0 millimeter square, the diameter is almost similar to SJT 18 gauge, and it's been approved by UL.
So
They have this special standard.
So they mold it together?
No, this is wire, wire itself. And then both sides, of course, this is called moldings. The mold is C14 and C13.
Okay.
Okay? And I think that's about it. Now you need to look through your notes and try to find the questions.
That's it for Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think that's plenty because it's once you practice European part number and description mixed with North America, you will start get confused.
Not too bad.
Oh yes, there's some more plugs. No, this is only part of European Powercord.
Mm-hmm.
Probably this afternoon I'm going to go through. Now I guess I can go through right now, because there are some countries
Mm-hmm.
has its own plugs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You better write this down.
I did.
You did, huh?
Yep.
On catalog.
On the catalog, oh no, wait.
It's easier for you when you look at catalog as a referral. Easier for you to do.
EL 207.
Okay, and turn to page 1. Borrow your pen.
I'm not
This
very
is
good.
this is wrong.
Can you use this one?
This is wrong. It's 7, not 17. Okay. I don't remember what that is.
7?
Now here. Let me check that the other one. EL 200. Yeah, EL, that's correct. EL 200, that's correct.
EL 211 is okay.
Okay. Okay. Now the product knowledge we just went through, all those plugs are commonly used in all countries, but not every country though. Because the reason why is because each country has different wall outlet. So that's why, like this is something to do with the war, the Second World War. They electrify by each own country. So each country, like Italy, is a fascist. They have their own design. Switzerland is neutral country. They have their own design. UK has a because they are allies, so they have their own design. So that's why now there are so many. Some of the countries we cannot use a Shuko plug like EL 211. They have their own plug.
So it won't work in all European countries?
No. Yes, some country they try to standardize.
No.
But do you know, if you buy a house here, let's say you buy a house, now the government asks you to standardize all outlet. Who has the money to do the whole house? okay? Because they want to standardize.
Mhm.
Who has all the money and ask the electrician to come in and then change all the wall outlet? What about your existing appliance? So it's still a problem.
Mhm.
Nobody, I don't think anybody can resolve this for the all houses,
Mhm.
okay? So I'm going to go through each countries which use different plugs than sugar plug. Switzerland.
Okay.
If you look at page 1, they use a EO 203. That's its standard is
So this is only in Switzerland?
mm-hmm. This is a 3-conductor plug. With this plug, you can mod it with HO3 VVF 0.75 millimeter square or HO5 VVF, either 0.75 or 1.0. Along with our EL701 C13. This is the most common combination, 2 or 3, along with HO5 VVF, 1.0 millimeter square with 701. Okay, Switzerland, because of its demand is so small, so I believe Chinchens only have a safety approval for only a few items. So every time if you want to call, like Powercord, Swiss Powercord with different connector, you need to check with Chinchen to see or go through their safety approval and to see what connector they have for Swiss approved.
Mhm. So there's a very small demand for
Yeah, for Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Switzerland can take EL 207 and EL 211 as well. I believe that is for
211?
yeah, sugar plug.
Their approval sign's not there.
Yeah, but I believe they do have the approval. We need to check the safety.
207A and 207 does.
Yeah, I believe they, for two conductors plug, 207 can be used in Switzerland.
Yeah. What about 211?
Hmm?
211?
I believe so.
It doesn't have the approval.
I believe, if I remember correctly, yes, you can use that in Switzerland. Yeah, because why? As I just mentioned, you have all houses over there still using EL203. How about the new houses? Maybe they already changed to EL211.
Okay.
Okay, you want to continue? I want to wait until afternoon. Let's stop for the other countries.
I don't care. You can keep going.
Okay.
It's up to you.
You can continue, no?
Yeah.
Your lunch, no?
Hmm?
You can continue.
Next one is going to be Italy. This is the Italian standard for the plug. It looks like this.
What page is it?
Page 8. This is the Italian plug.
Cool.
So it's going to be the same, can be modded with all three VVF.
CEI. That's for Europe only, right?
For
I mean,
Italy.
Italy only.
And I believe this country can be modded with a like a EL702, left angle, right angle as well.
Huh?
Can be modded with EL702, left angle, right angle.
702?
Mm-hmm. Left or right. This is a three-conductor plug for Italy. We call it as, we refer it as an Italian plug. And previous one for Switzerland, that's one we refer it as a Swiss plug, ER203. The one above Italian. This we refer it as a Swiss plug, ER203.
Swiss plug?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And 502 refer it as an Italian plug.
Mhm.
We have another one, another country, Denmark. Stupid kid. Part number 213. Page 4. This is Denmark.
It's cool, they don't have too much wires, huh?
No. It's something to do with Chin Chen's approval.
Oh, so we can only use a few?
Yes.
Oh, but they actually have more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like such as like the rubber jacket.
Uh-huh. Because North America has a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. EL701 is used a lot.
Yeah. This is the most common one.
Mm. Three C, right? This is 3C?
Yeah. Okay, I forgot to tell you this. Okay, for Switzerland, we use see.
IMQ.
Denmark, Denmark. I forgot about Denmark. Agency's name. I will check it out in the afternoon. I will give it to you.
DHC?
No, I don't think so. DHC, that is a standard for the plug. It's not the agency's name.
Is that a Q? IMQ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Shit.
Got it?
Oh yeah, Demco, I remember that.
My mind's getting rusty.
Cool.
Yeah, we better stop here because I don't want to continue because next one we are going to get into UK plug. That's going to take a long time, sometime.
So UK has a lot.
No, it's more requirement.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, I know this one.
Okay, you need to fold it.
Huh?
And by looking at this part, I will start creating.
Okay.
Now we are going to continue with the European regions plug. Okay. Now we are talking about UK.
This is Singapore.
Hmm?
Yes.
How come it says Singapore? EL210?
I will explain this to you later. Okay, this is a typical British plug.
Wow.
Looks like this. Okay. its standard is BS 1363/A. Actually, they have two standards. Okay, before we get into plug, UK has two approval agencies. One is called BSI. The other one is called ASTA. These two agencies these two agencies are in charge of approval British plug and its wire connector. You can submit your plug to either one of agency for approval. Qingchen supply into BSI. Okay. Okay, EL210 is a very common one for UK. This is the one. Okay. Its requirements is inside got to have a fuse. Okay. And this plug takes three kind of fuses. Actually, it's four kinds.
So this one is also BS 1363,
Which one?
210A.
Huh?
Are we talking about 210A? 210A.
They are all under this BS 1363
Okay.
/A. Okay. And with the A, this is a higher standard. Some people only do it as a BS 1363, but with an A, that is meaning it's a higher standard plug. And all UK plug required to have a fuse in it. It takes you can put 3 amp, 5 amp, 10 amp, and 13 amp fuse. Okay, the most common use is 13 amp. If customer doesn't specify, we always put 13 amp because the price is different. Are the same anyway. And also, there's a requirement to imprint a logo like this next to the fuse box. If your fuse is 13 amp, you have to show 13 amp here. Look at this.
It doesn't show the voltage.
50 volt. This is a very old one. Actually, this one is EL210A because why? Before we always use EL210. Qingchen come back to us telling us, say, okay, because of this EL210s, the mold design is too big. takes too much PVC, too more plug. So they decided to use the EL210, which means a slightly smaller, exactly like that one. So cut down the cost in order to compete in the market. That's why you will see, okay, EL210 is Singapore. And EL215 A is a cheaper version of the UK plug, like this guy. Inside it's a empty, hollow, no PVC. It's just more or less like assembly type. You can see this. This is this one. Inside it's like a hollow.
So no PVC?
No PVC.
What is this?
Plastic.
Plastic?
Yeah. It's kind of PVC cover.
Why?
Cheaper. Plus these 3 pins are hollow pins.
So it doesn't get too hot, right?
No, listen to me. The hollow pins, you compare with this. This is solid pin. Use a lot of coppers. And plus this one, full of PVC here. Okay? Cost more. And this one, by using this one, they can compete in China. Because this is not solid pin. It's cheaper. The purpose of it is just to compete in the market. EL225 is the British version, so plug with the EMI filter. I want to show you EMI. This is called EMI filter. It's a coil.
No cover?
No, this is only sample to show and tell. Inside, to show you the inside, what is EMI? EMI looks like this.
And that just filters out static and
Yes.
noise?
This is after molded. This is EMI inside. Okay? So UK is use only one configuration of plug. Only one plug.
Oh.
Okay? This plug can take 2 conductors wire and 3 conductors wire. Okay, when it's molded with 2 conductors wire, you have 3, right? Usually they will use a plastic pin on the ground. So it doesn't, there's no function at all. It's called dummy pin. So basically they are using these 2.
Do you have an example?
No. It's the imagination, plastic. Just plastic. Okay?
Wow, so they only have one configuration.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So this is important. If you have a 10 amp fuse inside, you need to show 10 here. It's a must. It's a requirement. Okay, and then that's fuse. You got to meet their standard. Okay, this is called New British plug. Okay, before Second World War, they use this type with a round pin. This is called All British plug.
Old British plug, okay.
Okay. Now this type of the plug is using in South Africa, because South Africa used to be British colony.
Mm-hmm.
They are still using this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now they only use the new one.
Yeah, only use a new one. And this EL210, as you mentioned, Singapore used to be British colony as well. So they still use EL210.
Mm-hmm.
They mix EL210
Mm-hmm.
and All British plug, EL208
Mm-hmm.
in Singapore.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So as India.
Well, I have a question. How come the 210 and 210A, it doesn't have the British approval here?
No, 210. Before we were using 210, but still we can use 210. 210 has two approval. One is Singapore. One is UK. Yeah. But right now we don't use a EL210 for UK. We always use a EL210A. It's cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
New British plug.
Yep.
Singapore and South Africa
No, South Africa use this one.
use old.
All British.
Old.
Yeah, we will talk about that later.
Okay.
So as India.
Thank you.
Now, as I mentioned, this one plug can be mounted with 2 conductors wire or 3 conductors wire. Flat jacket or round jacket, that's no problem. Now, but you need to be careful with these fuses. If that British plug mounted with C7. Since C7 is rated as 2.5 amp in Europe, so the fuse should be 3 amp, but not necessarily 3 amp. If customer doesn't care, you still throw in 13 amp. Okay, because it doesn't hurt anything. This is two conductors connected, and this is going to be with a dummy pin. It becomes two conductor plug. Okay. And then the wire. Right now, nobody would like this one because it's too light duty. Everybody's use this one. And since this one 0.75 rated as 7 amp, so we are okay on the whole power cord. Okay.
So that's 7 amp.
0.75 is 7 amp wire. Right?
Right.
And this EL210A also can be modded with C13. C13, remember C13 in European region is only rated as 10 amp according IEC standard. So usually the fuse we put in is 13 amp. This is most popular. When C13 is a 3 conductor, this one is the most popular. H05 VV-F. 1.0 millimeter square is most important, most popular. Nowadays, not many people want to use 0.75 because the price is a little bit different.
10 amp.
Yeah, everybody likes to have 10 amp. Forgot it. 1.50.
Oh, they have that too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So-
16 amp,
Hmm?
right? 16 amp?
Yes. Okay, if this one go with C19, which is our EL 711, okay, with usually this combination is like if you use a C19, people always use 1.5 millimeter square. So C19 in Europe is rated at 16 amp.
16 amp.
1.5 rated at 16 amp. But the whole corset is only 13 amp.
Because
The fuse,
the fuse?
the maximum fuse
Maximum
required,
fuse.
yeah, 13 amp. Okay. So also, when you understand this, same as you understand Powercord to Singapore, it's about the same. Okay?
So Singapore also has fuse.
Yes,
They all do.
yes, exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because Singapore was electrified by British. That's why they use a British plug.
What do you mean electrified?
Set up all the electricity, everything,
Oh.
before World War II,
Uh-huh.
because they used to be British colony.
Right.
And not only this, right now Hong Kong is using the same thing. They use this one or all British. But it seems to me they are changing to new British plug in Hong Kong as well.
Mm-hmm.
So as India.
Mm-hmm.
But India right now is coming up with their own new requirement.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me they are going to abandon British plug, but it is impossible. It's such a big country,
Mm-hmm.
such a poor area. They still use the all British plug type.
Mm-hmm.
So in India right now, it's going to take a while for them to change to their new spec.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I see the old one? Wait.
That is all British.
Oh, that's what that is. SABS.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's India.
IS.
Mm-hmm. I'm not too familiar with India. If they study enforce the requirement or not. But South Africa, they only require to have a plug approved. The wire, the connector is not mandatory. So you can do whatever European can do to mold it with this one. As long as your Powercord going to go into South Africa, as long as you have the plug approval, you are okay.
It's just the plug.
Yes. So that means all British plug using in South Africa and India as well. And I believe that in the world there are so many gray areas, like India and Pakistan, probably they are using the same thing.
Mhm.
If they are in the same region,
Mhm.
although it's different country.
Right.
Yeah, but before Second World War, they've been affected by British.
Mhm.
Maybe if they are using the same one. But
Mhm.
Pakistan right now, there's the non-mandatory for the Powercord to get into.
Mhm. What did they use before the British came?
Basically, they don't have electricity.
Oh, really?
Yes, they use the oil lamp.
Mhm.
Okay, we already covered so many countries.
Asia?
Oh. That's for India.
208A?
IS 653A. 653A. In 1971. Okay, this one is for South Africa. These two, India. For UVF.
So also for India, you only need the plug approval?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you could use any wire.
Yeah. This one can only use a H over V at 0.75. Okay. I believe C19 didn't cover India. Yeah, it's that doesn't cover. That meaning that the wire and connector is non-mandatory as well. When you use a C19 connector, you always use 1.5. all these plugs are rated as from 10 amp to 16 amp. So far, any questions?
You said all these plugs are rated 10 amp to 16 amp,
Yeah.
but the wires are 7 amp. Some of the
And
wires.
7 amp, and 10 amp, and 16 amp.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
So what if it's 7 amp? So it's,
Below 10. That's good.
okay. I got it.
If you make it 7 amp, that's no good. 17 amp. Okay. Everything below, that's fine.
Okay.
Because if over the amperage, meaning the whole plug is burning,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually it's going to catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No problem, no?
No questions yet. Just trying to absorb it.
Yeah. This is the wire commonly used in Israel. Usually for Israel, this Israel plug, if you look at page 4, that is a 90-degree plug. Shenzhen only has this one. Some other company, they have a straight one instead of 90-degree. But this is the only one. EL212 is the only one that Shenzhen has.
Mm.
And the other factory has used like this type, straight one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, for Israel, you don't need to have connector approval. But Shenzhen still went ahead and do it. So we still have the approval for the connectors.
For Israel?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, but every time if you are not sure, check this Shenzhen safety certificate. Because it's so many, it's difficult to memorize everything. So far, from this morning to now, have you noticed that all the country using H05 VVF, IEC 52 standard, type 227 IEC 52?
Yes.
Yes.
So all of them
Yes.
follow that standard, right?
Everybody try to switch to this IEC standard. Even UL, like the SVT, SJT, they are changing now.
Really?
Yes, they are changing slowly. I will go to take a cable for you to show it to you.
Key?
What's PVT?
Oh, that's only for the plug, right? PVT?
PVT. What is PVT?
PVT, the PVC, sorry.
Yeah.
PVC.
The whole Powercord is made out of PVC.
Okay. Even that kind of wire?
Yeah.
H05 VV. What's the difference?
Before, you can see that. Before, UL requirement printing is only SJT is SJT. Now, they want everybody to print millimeter square as well. That's meaning UL is gradually change their SVT, their own spec, to meet IEC standard, wire standard. So the whole world will be using the same wire,
The same specs.
same spec of wire, IEC standard wire.
So that H05 VV-F.
That is the IEC standard wire.
wire. But is it similar to like SVT, SJT?
That is a problem. That's why that's the UL's standard. But everybody want to put the same wire, no matter what country is, into an IEC standard. That's why I bring this to show it to you, because before UL only allowed you to print SJT or SVT. Now they are changing their new requirement. They must ask you to put down SJT 18 gauge and then plus millimeter square.
Okay,
Before
so,
they're not allowed to print millimeter square.
Okay, so they're adding the how they measure the gauge.
Yeah, so they are gradually try to meet from UL standard wire gauge to meet IEC standard wire gauge. So eventually, the whole world will use the same spec of wires. Okay, this is Israel. So I want to make sure I don't miss any other countries.
Jordan?
No.
Japan?
Oh,
Or is
later,
it
because
Asia?
I cannot give you everything.
Okay.
Japan
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Because Japan's wire is called VCTF. It's different.
Oh, VCTF, not
Yes.
different from SVT.
So I cannot give you so many at the same time.
So it's just the way they call it that's different, but it's the same kind of wire, right?
No,
No, different
spec.
different spec.
And I cannot give you right away. After that, I cannot give you cannot give you China, because they call it as RVV,
RVV?
300/500.
Oh, okay, I see, I saw that before. What about Germany?
Germany already EL211,
Oh, okay.
part of Europe.
Sweden?
EL211.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. I missed this one. Let's go back to Italy. EL220. This is a new conductor, two-conductor plug for Italy. And you can use the HO3.
All 0.75 only?
Yeah. This is rated as 10 amp, 250 volt. This has something to do with the Shenzhen safety certificate. So for Italy, if they have a special combination, go back to Italy certificate to check what kind of connector Shenzhen put on the safety certificate. Okay, because it's hard, very hard for you. I wouldn't say never, but at least for Italy, people either use C7 or C13. That's all. Okay.
So what does that usually go with, the EL220?
EL220, of course, C7, because two conductors.
Mm.
We will take a break. Yeah, before we get into Australia, and then after Australia, I'm going to stop here.
Okay.
Yeah.